At the American Missile Defense Facility in Alaska, officials are on duty, monitoring their daily tasks. Their major, Daniel, enters and grabs his seat. At 3:30 in the morning, Olivia is playing with her kid. Her husband enters and informs her about the time. The baby has a high fever. Olivia has to leave for her work, and her kid gives her his favorite toy to keep for the day. She is a senior officer in the White House Situation Room and embarks into the office, going through the regular checks, having a bit of chat with a junior employee, and locking up the phone. They sit down, and her close associate William enters. It is another normal day at the job with a few minimal hazardous events going on. Meanwhile, back at the missile defense fort, the soldiers noticed an alert. From around the Pacific, a ballistic missile launch is detected. They confirm it with the Situation Room, and Olivia sees it as well. Admiral Mark Miller walks in and asks what it's about. Olivia thinks it is merely a technical error, and it has already happened 2 times this year. He leaves jokingly, asking them to inform him if the world ends. Daniel asks his soldiers to inform them about the source of origin of this thing, but they say that it is undetermined, which is certainly shocking to the rest of them. A virtual meeting is immediately arranged along with all the professionals of this matter. General Brady informs all of them about the situation, revealing how it is undetermined from where it came from. At the Defense Center, Sergeant Mary notices a dire change in the altitude of the missile. What seems to have most likely not been dangerous is apparently arriving at the Earth at a pace of 6 kilometers per second. This information is sent to the Situation Room, and things eventually get more tense. William asks for Olivia's opinion, and she asks him to add the President and the Secretary of Defense, Reed Baker, to the call. The time of impact is declared, which is to occur in about 18 minutes. The defense fort is preparing to launch its missile to break the incoming one, while the warning turns into a yellow DEFCON 2 warning. They have never seen that warning before. The workers in the Situation Room are terrified, but Admiral Mark tries to ease them. He thinks it might be some billionaire launching a satellite, forgetting to do the proper paperwork. William says that the President is out of reach for now, but they have connected with the Secretary of Defense, Reed Baker. They are also connecting with different countries' foreign ministers to get a grasp of the situation. They have finally gotten footage of the object, and it doesn't look good. It's about 16 minutes left for impact, and the defense fort has opened their cramp cell for the fire back. Reed is talking of the possibilities of moving people to somewhere safe while they have a new update on the impact status. It is highly likely to hit Chicago and the cities around it. Reed asks about Chicago and mumbles to himself that his daughter lives there. William is able to connect with the Chinese foreign minister. The missile field is cleared, and they activate the launch. The missiles go out, and they stare at it with mere hope. They are supposed to hit the incoming missile within 3 minutes. The President is finally on the call, and the National Security Advisor, Jake, requests him to connect with someone named Anna, who is knowledgeable about the North Korean system and can tell them if it is their doing. Apart from whether they neutralize the threat, they face the danger of more attacks and have to prevent them. Meanwhile, a couple of security members arrive to escort Mark to the Emergency Operations Center. Before he leaves, Olivia consoles him, reminding him that the Soviets had once mistook the sun for an incoming missile. Meanwhile, Olivia's husband is at the doctor's with their child while she constantly calls him, but he doesn't pick up. Abby is a little concerned about what is going on and calls other employees for information, but there is no good answer. They are now about to see the status of a couple of missiles. Apparently, one of them has failed, and luckily, the other one is still inbound. William is freaking out, but Olivia is still positive, saying it will be over in a minute. One of the sergeants has already begun praying in panic. The missile is just about to collide. They do the countdown, and once it connects, everyone is quiet. The impact is not confirmed yet. Everybody waits for the result, and to their dismay, it is negative. The missile is still incoming. The yellow warning turns to a red one. The impact is about to happen in about 8 minutes. Since no more restrikes can be done, they have to think of a return. They inform the President about the Book of Air Strikes, where he will get 3 different choices of attack, and he has to pick one of them. The population of Chicago is about 8 million, and it is estimated that all of them are going to die. They are completely devastated as the Major runs out sick. Meanwhile, the President gets disconnected, and she continues trying. She asks William to fetch their phones, and he leaves. The soldiers are devastated as one of them calls his mother to hear her voice. The time is rapidly decreasing, and they have nothing to do anymore. Olivia finally gets her husband to pick up her call. She tells him to just begin driving west. He doesn't understand her, but she only repeats her words and asks him to kiss their son for her. She hangs up, and seeing the toy her son gave, breaks down. The time is almost up as Olivia holds hands with Williams. Brady asks the president what his order is for the restrike, but he remains quiet. Now we move to the beginning again, from the perspective of the Situation Room to the command and control facility. Brady gets down from his car, heading to his office, as he asks his associate about the game last night. It's the Strackham office, and the object is seen on the radar. The office is soon filled up. General Brady walks in and gets informed about the situation. He gets on the video conference. Meanwhile, Jake is in the car with his pregnant wife when he receives the emergency call. He enters the chat while on a walk, and everybody is discussing the situation about how to stop it and who it might be. In the meantime, Jake tells Brady that the North Koreans have the capability to do this. Just then, he gets disconnected. He runs in. Meanwhile, Brady receives the news that the missile is heading towards Earth, and not just a satellite. He doesn't believe it, but he is told that it's confirmed. Jake is stunned hearing the news. They have about 19 minutes before the impact, and DEFCON 2 warning is set. Devastated, Jake runs faster. They are trying to get the president on a call, as the missile is constantly approaching. Jake enters, and on checking, he says that they have to connect with all the possible attackers and negotiate. Brady's associate says it could either be Russia or North Korea. Although whoever it might be, they know it's insanity. He humors that a captain might have woken up with his wife leaving him and decided to throw a missile. They hook in to see the condition of the defense fort. The impact place is confirmed. It might hit Chicago, which scares Reed, who mumbles that his daughter lives there. They are informed that the return missiles will soon be fired. Reed wants to know what the confirmation rate of this is. Jake hesitates, but it is about a 61% chance that the missile will eventually hit. Reed is completely flabbergasted and complains about the $50 billion defense system of the country. Meanwhile, the war jets are preparing for air battles. The Presidential Emergency Operations Center is opened, and all the workers enter, as Jake is among one of them as well. He connects with the president on a call. He rushes in to say that they should connect with Anna Park, who has a good knowledge of North Korea's intentions and capabilities. Meanwhile, Anna is at the battalion festival with her son, having fun. She receives the alert on her phone and a call. He connects with her. She is informed about the entire situation as Mark reaches there as well. She replies she is not certain, but North Korea is certainly capable of launching a sea-based missile on its way. They ask why they would do this. They may believe that they can survive a retaliation strike. They may trade relief support in opposition to no strike back. Brady asks if it might be Russia. She replies that they are more concerned with China and won't probably do it. She asks where the launch was initiated. They say that the satellite couldn't detect it, and she is completely surprised to hear that. Jake says that if it missed the satellite initially, it means their defense system has failed. Brady responds that means it is a coordinated assault that may only be just beginning. Anna adds that the Chinese Navy has been experimenting with some AI-assisted launch systems, and it might be a malfunction as well, but nothing is certain. The weapons are released from missiles. Anna hangs up as her son asks what's going on, but she has no answers for that. The missiles have reached close to the target. They begin the countdown. Everyone is left anticipating as they connect. However, the results come out as negative. Terror covers them. The missile is heading to Chicago. The warning turns red. Admiral Mark is asked what the next plan is, but he replies that there is no plan B. They have no way of saving Chicago anymore, and thus have to bring in the Black Book. The president is asked to choose between 3 different sets of attacks that they have to return to prevent any more incoming attacks. The president is certainly confused, and Jake supports him, but Brady says that slowing down isn't an option for them. He adds that in about 8 minutes, they are going to lose the city of Chicago. Plenty of countries have raised their alerts. They don't know how much more is to come. So, if they are going to take a step now, they are risking more dire consequences. He says that they have already lost 1 city, and asks how many more he would risk. The president replies that this is insanity. However, Brady says that this is reality. The Russian embassy has picked up the call, and Jake is the one who picks it up. Mark listens along with him. The Russian minister says that they have no idea who has done it, and they are certainly not one of them. He further warns him that this should not be an excuse for them to strike back at them. Jake asks him to confirm that it is not their doing, and they won't strike back at them. He guarantees it, but asks for his confirmation on not striking back as well. Only then, they won't strike in retaliation. Jake asks him to trust him, but the man leaves, saying he needs to talk to the president. Jake informs them about the Russians' opinions. He says that he had trusted them. However, nobody is certain. Now the president is left with a hard choice as the missile has almost reached the city. Jake finishes in one sentence. The option for him is between suicide and surrender. The president replies that he will need a minute as the attack is about to happen in 2. Jake asks Mark about what's next. He asks him to put the Army Corps of Engineers on standby, which may require them to be dug out if the White House gets hit. They are all frightened to misery as the president read the confirmation codes to use the Black Book. He is yet to make a decision. The missile is heading closer. The president is still there, confused. The perspective now moves to the president. Lieutenant Commander Robert Reeves is waiting to meet him, along with the Black Book. Reed is at the golf course, spending his holiday. The president talks to his wife, who is in Africa. He is about to leave for a sports ceremony. While the news of the missile is released and Jake runs to the office, the president is on his way. Reed reaches his office and gets into the conference. The president is out of reach as he arrives at the stadium. He passes through the reporters and enters the place, shaking hands with the audience. He enters the field and plays a little with the girls. In the meantime, the emergency notice is given, and they rush to take the president away. He is taken into the car as Robert tells him that the country is under attack. He is stunned, and Reed has just heard that there's a 61% chance the target hits. He calls in his assistant to immediately find the nearest base in Chicago. The president connects to the call and asks what is going on, but nobody really knows. He is frustrated, and then they are connected to Anna Park, who informs them about North Korea's motives. They have launched the return missiles to break it down, which eases the president a little, but this is a tense moment. The EKVs reach the target. Reed looks at the picture of his daughter. Eventually, the backfire misses and Reed and the president are speechless, knowing very well they are near the end by this point. Robert now brings out the Black Book, and he wonders why it is there. He informs him about the return attack options, which are a necessity at this point to help prevent more incoming attacks. He tries explaining the book, which is divided into 3 categories: green, yellow, and red. The president is not into it at all. Reed calls his daughter, who doesn't want to talk to him. She says that her therapist has asked her to sit and talk to him about their complications, and she will do it someday. Soon, he hears a man's voice, and she responds that she has been dating him for a while. He is happy about it and asks if it is serious. She replies yes, and says he is acting strange. Reed hangs up, saying he loves her. His assistant comes to tell him that they need to leave. The president is confused between the choices and says that it is insanity. However, Brady reminds him that this is reality. He asks Robert his name, and he responds. He asks if he has any family. Robert says that he has a wife. The president reached the airbase, where he was taken into the helicopter immediately. Robert joins him, and he is taken away. He continues explaining the Black Book. He wonders how attacking back will bring certainty that they are not going to be attacked again. Robert says that it's his decision. He requests him to give his opinion, because for him the book is like a diner menu. Robert hints that the red one is the best one. The president thinks of not doing anything for the time being. Robert replies that they can do that, hoping whoever attacked won't attack again, but there is no certainty. Robert begins to pray. The president says that having this book ready, and him always following the president, made him feel safe that they could prevent any dire outcome. However, here they are. Robert agrees and says that this is indeed insanity. However, if they do nothing now, there will be more risks. He gives him a choice, which is a red one that will end things once and for all. Reed is being evacuated. He is taken to the helicopter, but he merely walks on and jumps off the ceiling. Jake informs the president about the Russian negotiations. He suggests that they don't launch against anyone at the moment. He asks if there was a complete agreement, but the answer is more or less. Brady says that means it is pointless, but Jake says if they follow their advice and hold back, there is at least a chance. Eventually, the choice is up to the president. He calls his wife and tells her everything. She gets equally hesitant. He returns to the conference and reads the passcode. People in the nearby cities of Chicago have begun to run to a safer spot as the missiles are clearly spotted now. It eventually hits the city of Chicago as Major Daniel runs out being completely sick. The president's choice is yet to be made. You were watching the recap of the 2025 movie A House of Dynamite. If you have liked the video, stay subscribed to the channel for more like this. Until the next video, you may also enjoy this.